My life before the Lived Experience Project was fairly usual for somebody suffering mental illness. I was very alone, very isolated in myself. I couldn't read books, I didn't like watching television. I listened to a bit of music, but I mainly stayed inside and stayed in my bedroom. Most of the time I would be sleeping or just lying staring at the ceiling. It was not what I call a life at all.
Why do you want to be a peer worker?
Well, I want to be a peer worker because I've had several peer workers as being with mental illness, and they've been wonderful. They've shown me a new way of living. They've supported me, helped me go through a lot of the commercial side of getting my benefits and what I'm entitled to. And I would like to give back and do what they have done for me, for other people that are suffering mental illness, because it is a very unknown subject. People that are suffering and their carers don't know where to go for help and don't know what to do. So it's a very daunting subject.
Tell us about your lived experience.
My lived experience is I was diagnosed with bipolar about 1998, and it was an unusual diagnosis because I just became comatose at work. I just went snap and started suffering very bad depressions. But since then I have looked back over the rest of my life, and there is patterns that lead right back to primary school of being hypermanic and coming down into depressions. The swings weren't as bad as what they are now in my 30s and 40s, but they were there, and they were never diagnosed because nobody really knew what was happening.
What are the challenges for you in the Lived Experience Project?
Well, I'd say the challenges in the Lived Experience Project is mainly staying well. That's my biggest fear, that I start getting contact with somebody and that I have to pull away because of my illness, and I would hate to interfere with somebody's recovery. That's probably my biggest challenge.
What is good about the Lived Experience Project?
Well, there's two parts to this question. What is good? We've got, from my side, the Lived Experience Project has given me a whole new life, a new way of living. It has opened up avenues, hopefully, of getting paid work and feeling that, I've got some self-esteem, that I'm actually liking myself for the first time in many years. And the other side of it is what it's going to be doing to the consumers. Having somebody for them to talk to that has been through the system and through the illness, and that is going to be helping them no endless. It's just going to be a magnificent thing.
What are your concerns or fears about your work experience placement?
Well, my biggest fears with my work placement is that, again, that I become unwell. And the other fear there is possibly taking on the emotion that comes from supporting somebody with a mental illness. I have to try and be empathetic but still stay back a step for my own recovery.
What are you looking forward to in your work experience placement?
I'm just looking forward to getting hands-on experience, and I'm really excited about going and working in LAMHU and trying to help people and just support them through their horrible time that they're going through, because it's got to be one of the worst times in the world being in the mental health unit.
What would success be in the lived experience project for you personally?
What would success be? Success would come back to helping and supporting people, to see that people that are suffering a mental illness can get stronger and can recover from where they are. Just to be there and to be supporting them, that's what I would think would be the greatest success.